Hi, I'm going to be doing a series of tutorials of maintenance around the house. So this is going to be our first Handz for Hire tutorial. I remember when we moved in, the developer who sold us our house mentioning that no matter what, we had to maintain our tankless water heater, which is right here behind me. Most of you guys around here in the Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra, Nocatee area have these on the side of your house. The one thing he said is the water's so hard down here in Florida that you need to make sure that you maintain it. They get scaly because there's hard water around here. It's been on my mind for a long time. I know we need to do this, and we've lived here for 2 years and still haven't gotten to it. It's out here outside and you just don't think about it. And when you do, you're not ready or prepared for it. Now, I know a lot of neighbors have called professionals to have it cleaned out, but I figured might as well see if I could do it myself. I've never done this before, but I'm going to clean our tankless water heater and I'm going to show you how. So this is a little Handz for Hire tutorial.
Handz for Hire, connecting neighbors ready to lend a hand with neighbors who need a hand. Download now in the App Store.
I went to the store and I picked up 2 gallons of white distilled vinegar, and that's what we're going to flush the system out with. I've got a Home Depot bucket. I ordered this on Amazon, and it's a submersible pump that you can just put into the vinegar and it's gonna pump everything through. These are just 2 hoses that fit a washing machine. You can get all this off of Amazon. Actually, it came the same day that I ordered it, which was really cool, same day shipping. I also ran an extension cord over to here so that we have power. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the gas that runs in. Here's the gas line that runs into our tankless water heater to heat up the water. And when it's facing this way, that means it's on. And when it's facing perpendicular, like that, it's shut off. Okay, now that we've turned the gas off, we're still leaving the power on. I think that's okay. We're not gonna be going inside the unit at all. We're just gonna be flushing through it. And fortunately, there's these valves right here. And these valves, you can open up. I think most houses in Nocatee are gonna have them. You're able to attach hoses to your tankless water heater. The first thing I want to do though, before I actually turn these on and let everything out of the tankless water heater, because we're gonna basically empty the whole thing out. Before I do that, what I'm gonna do is take these valves that are on the pipe. This is the cold water coming into the water heater, and then this is the hot water coming out of the water heater that goes into your house. So I'm gonna turn off the cold. All right, so now I've turned off the water. I'm going to open this cold valve. There's probably gonna be some pressure here. Oh, sorry, trickle out. All right, now I'm gonna open up the hot side. These are the valves for just draining everything out. Now you can see it, it's just all draining out. So we're just gonna leave it open until everything is out of the hot water heater. The water's a little warm, it's not really hot though. Okay, before we hook up the entire system, up here there's it's like a little bit of a filter that catches stuff, and you just want to check it before you hook up everything and run it. We're gonna run the whole thing with the filter in, but you just want to see if there's any junk on it, see if there's any sediment or anything you need to clean. I'm looking at it, it looks pretty good. It's actually pretty clean on mine. So I'm gonna skip that step and just screw it back in. All right, and I just have a pair of pliers. I'm just gonna tighten it up again. Okay, next thing is, got my bucket, and I'm just gonna add my white vinegar to the bucket. Now I'm hoping this is enough, but you might actually need 3 gallons. I have got a little more inside if I need some more. But you want to have enough in there so that when it sucks up through the system, that this doesn't empty out and the pump's running dry. All right, next up, add the submersible pump. This is a 1/4 horsepower. I got it for $48 off of Amazon. Okay, so I'm pulling this pump out for the first time. I've never actually seen it before. The bottom here, this is where everything gets sucked up through the pump. And then this up here is the outflow of the pump. So what we want to do is we're gonna hook our hose into the top part here, and that's gonna go into the cold water so that everything flushes through this little filter up here first, up through the tankless water heater, and then it's gonna come back out the hot water side here. And because our valves are now open here. They've been drained and everything's been emptied. Now soon it's gonna be white vinegar and it's gonna go back into the bucket. So we're gonna have a hose that goes from the top of here into the cold, then it's gonna go up and through, and then another hose that comes from here and goes into the bucket. All right, so here are our two hoses. It was a 2-pack that they came in. I got them for, I think it was $17.99 on Amazon. And so, first hose, we're gonna hook it up here. Perfect. If you have a tankless water heater, there's a good chance that all the settings are the normal standard hose fittings, which is 3/4 of an inch. All right, fits perfectly on my pump. Let me get this all tight. Okay, I'm gonna put the pump in the vinegar down here, and I'm gonna take my other hose, and I'm gonna hook it into the hot water side. Okay, now I've got my plug here, and I ran my extension cord over, so I'm going to get everything hooked up. All right, it's working. All right, I'm gonna unplug for a second. Just so you know, because it's been 2 years, I'm actually gonna run this for 90 minutes. You can run it anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. But this vinegar, as it goes through each time, it's gonna take off any hard water scales, it's gonna clear everything out. You actually may get a little bit of a vinegar smell in your lines after you turn the hot water heater back on, or the tankless water heater back on. Let's run it. We're gonna run it for 90 minutes, and then we'll come back and see how everything's going. You can actually see down there that the vinegar went from clear to kind of a cloudy color. Just showing you that it's really getting some good stuff in there, cleaning it all out. I also want to put a plug in for iDriveFast. Go to their website, iDriveFast.com. They have a lot of awesome car content on their website, and they also do a lot of car-related giveaways. They also host fun racing events at the firm, the Florida International Rally and Motorsport Park. One of the owners of iDriveFast helped out Handz for Hire a lot when we got started. I just wanted to put a really good plug in for them. Great people over there. Wow, this has actually been running for about 80 minutes now, and you can see that the white vinegar, that clear white vinegar, is almost a blackish color now. I'm glad we ran this. Okay, it's been about 90 minutes, and I am going to just stop it here. I think we're good. It's been running. You can tell there's the vinegar has gone from clear to a darker color as they cleaned out all the impurities in the tankless water heater. Next thing we're gonna do is just do everything in reverse. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take off the hoses. What I might do later is just run run fresh water through the pump and just flush it out, get all the vinegar out of there. And the excess vinegar, it can actually be dumped right down the toilet. We're gonna do everything in reverse. So now I'm gonna close up the valves here. All right, and now that those are closed, we can put our caps back on. All right, we're gonna open up our valves. Oh yeah, all right, so it just filled with water, and water just pumped through there. Everything's open now. And then we have our gas. So the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the gas back on. Now it's vertical with the pipe, so that means the valve is open and everything is set up the way it was. Just a few things. I think this is an easy enough process that anybody can do it with little effort. It's not too hard to do. This is my first time doing it, and I think it went pretty well. If you do decide to do it on your own, if you add it all up, it's under $80, probably about $75, and you can do this entire process, and then you have all the equipment to do it again annually. If it's too much for you to do and you live in the Ponte Vedra, Jacksonville area, you can actually post this job on Handz for Hire. Handz for Hire, you download the app from the App Store and you can create your own job. Once the job is created, a neighbor can come help you out. A job like this, I would say maybe post it for somewhere between $50 and $75. Go to the store, grab a couple of gallons of white vinegar, and a neighbor should be available to help you out. I promised you an answer of why the liquid was blue when we poured it down the toilet. Well, here it is. In Florida, we have naturally occurring deposits of gypsum and limestone, which contain calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate, and magnesium hydroxide. They leach into the aquifer, causing hard water, and that's an issue. It wreaks havoc on our pipes for a reason. The calcium salts, these two calcium salts, can cause copper to oxidize at a more rapid rate. And then that causes copper 2 oxide. And when we flush the pipes with vinegar, what ends up happening is copper 2 oxide is fairly soluble, and it gets pulled off the pipes, mixes with the acetic acid, reacts. It produces a new solution, copper 2 acetate, and that's just science. Boom.